Hello, everyone, and welcome in. It's so good to see all of you here. Soliloquy, Ray Pierre, beans? Beans. I suppose we have musical fruit to start us off here tonight, which, music is a wonderful thing, so I'm down. Let's get our musical fruit going. Also, where's that motor coming from? But no worries. Hello, Celine. Hello, Ray Pierre. Hello, Soliloquy. Thank you both for joining me here tonight. More Winnie, more Pooh. Yes, we're gonna bear with it for 2 chapters, because apparently we left off with just 2 chapters to go last time. More Winnie time, nice? Very much so. Very much so. Music? Well, yes, beans. They're the musical fruit. Weren't you aware, Brian? Also, Brian, welcome in. Thank you for joining us here tonight. It's good to have you with us, dear crab. But yes, the old rhyme, beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the happier you feel. So let's eat beans with every meal. Hey, maybe we should add some Mother Goose into the rotation. But that said, yeah, no, so yeah, I'm Celine. No, what's Celine? No, is it because beans create fart step? Yes, it's because beans cause farting or gas. It's a very common thing to have. Also, you were doing that? What were you doing, Brian? Oh, I'm reading the wrong window. That's why I can't see what everything Brian is saying is. You're doing that in your head? The song in your head? Ah! Well, apparently you're in good company because that's what came to my mind when we start seeing beans in the chat. But yeah, no, it's a good time. And also, I announced this inside of my Discord and posted on Blue Sky, but if you look down below my stream here, yeah, it turns out we hit 400 followers. And I still have no idea what to do. I don't think we even knew what to do for 300 followers as a celebration. So I'm gonna need ideas here, people. What does this streamer even do for this kind of a milestone? Because, like, for me, hitting 100 was like, oh, yeah, I've gained 50 followers from where I started at. Because, people were just nice enough to follow me before I'd ever started streaming. 100 was like, okay, yeah, we're doing this. 200 was, okay, I've grown, I'm professional. 300 I was a little bit surprised at, but it was like, still within expectations. I mean, if you're doing this consistently, you'll probably get there. 400, I'm blown away. Like, this is a small town. 400, what about a community night stream game with mods? I like these ideas. Why were none of these put in the Discord the first 2 times I asked? Ah! Hope your music block goes away. You're heavy on arting lately, but music you're struggling. Isn't that the way creativity, isn't that the way creativity always seems to go? Like, you get on one thing for a little while and just start absolutely grooving with it, and then suddenly something else will come up and it's like, okay, no, apparently we're on this for like the next 2 weeks, and then it moves on to something else. Karaoke, I could probably do some karaoke. The fun part about doing karaoke is many songs that I know are actually public domain already, or will be public domain within a few months. So we wouldn't even necessarily have to turn the music off. But yeah, no, I could see doing karaoke. In fact, let's do that for sure. We'll do a karaoke night. If you're interested, Brian, can you put a link to the Discord in the chat here, please? We will take song recommendations from Discord, and then I'll do some of the ones that I'm just like, oh yeah, I love this song. Because, it's fun to be able to do something like whip out Leave Her Johnny or Clementine, some of these old songs that are from way, way back when, and yet they're still kind of good. But yeah, especially if there's some stuff that you're like, oh yes, I want to hear Celine try to do a rendition of this song. Yeah, definitely recommend it. I'm always happy to learn fun new songs. But yeah, community night stream game with mods, maybe. Soft, maybe. My experience with mods in games is like, oh hey, this is like trying to make games run inside of Wine back in the early 2000s. It's a miserable, dicey experience that has nothing to do with the actual game that we want to play. So, I'm open to the idea, but I would want to see more details. And so if people want to recommend stuff, I will be more than happy to take those recommendations, and we'll see what we can realistically do with them. I'm also not seeing that link show up here, so I am just going to switch over and grab my Discord link real quick so that people have the option of joining in. There we go. So that is the Discord server there. Feel free to drop in if you've got any recommendations for things that we can do to celebrate hitting that 400 follower mark. Holy cow. I'm still blown away. Thank you all so much. Wow. It's just... I don't know why this is impressing me as much as it is, but it is, and I'm grateful, and I'm really, really happy. Sorry you're still busy with art, hoo-hoo. Well, no worries, Pierre. You're already in the Discord, so you're totally fine. No worries, no worries. But heck yeah. Oh, and Brian, thank you for getting that pinned. Good job, Mod. Good job. Very good show. A little golf clap for you. I don't know that the mic's picking it up, but yes. So look, dude, why do I keep getting anti-tobacco ads when you quit smoking years ago? Because I am convinced that the tobacco cessation campaigns are trying to do as little while being as flashy as possible. Like, there's a lot of indications that really effective anti-smoking campaigns come from things like people expressing their personal stories or really underscoring the effects of tobacco long term. And so they make almost no advertisements like that. They make advertisements about transforming creatures and weird people with oddly shaped heads. Has nothing to do with actually stopping. So that's my little soapbox there. Yeah, but no, you know who doesn't smoke? Winnie the Pooh. It's not even testing your resolve, it's just weird nonsense. Well, we do weird nonsense around here, although we like to try and keep it on the fun side. So, with that, let's get our music switched over, and we'll begin the next chapter of Winnie the Pooh. Chapter 9, in which Piglet is entirely surrounded by water. It rained, and it rained, and it rained. Piglet told himself that never in all his life, and he was goodness knows how old, 3, or was it 4? Never had he seen so much rain. Days and days and days.
If only,
thought Piglet as he looked out the window,
I'd been in Pooh's house, or Christopher Robin's house, or Rabbit's house when it all began to rain. Then I should have had company all this time, instead of being here, all alone, with nothing to do except wonder when it will stop.
And he imagined himself with Pooh, saying,
Did you ever see such rain, Pooh?
And Pooh saying, Oh, isn't it awful, Piglet? And Piglet saying,
I wonder how it is over Christopher Robin's way.
And Pooh saying, I should think poor old Rabbit is about flooded out by this time. It would have been jolly to talk like this, and really it wasn't much good having anything exciting like floods if you couldn't share them with somebody. For it was rather exciting. The dry little ditches in which Piglet had nosed about so often had become streams. Little streams across which he had splashed were rivers, and the river between whose steep banks they had played so happily had sprawled out of its own bed and was taking up so much room everywhere that Piglet was beginning to wonder whether it would soon be coming into his bed. Why does Piglet sound like an old man? Well, we picked a voice for Piglet. Is there a different voice that you'd like to hear, Soliloquy? Because Piglet is the ancient one?
Yeah, he's like 3 or 4 or something like that. It is a little anxious,
he said to himself.
to be a very small animal entirely surrounded by water. Christopher Robin and Pooh could escape by climbing trees, and Kanga could escape by jumping, and Rabbit could escape by burrowing, and Owl could escape by flying, and Eeyore could escape by making a loud noise until rescued. And here I am, surrounded by water, and I can't do anything.
It went on raining, and every day the water got a little higher until now it was nearly up to Piglet's window, and he still hadn't done anything. Transforms from skeleton to sentient pile of dust. Oh, Soliloquy. Because you're a very enjoyable sentient pile of dust, so no worries there.
There's Pooh.
He thought to himself.
Pooh hasn't much brain, but he never comes to any harm. He does silly things, and they turn out right. There's Owl. Owl hasn't exactly got brain, but he knows things. He would know the right thing to do when surrounded by water. And then there's Rabbit. He hasn't learned in books, but he can always think of a clever plan. And there's Kanga. She isn't clever, Kanga isn't, but she would be so anxious about Rouge she would do a good thing to do without thinking about it. And then there's Eeyore. Eeyore is so miserable anyhow that he wouldn't mind about this. But I wonder what Christopher Robin would do.
Then he suddenly remembered a story which Christopher Robin had told him about a man on a desert island who had written something in a bottle and thrown it in the sea. And Piglet thought that if he wrote something in a bottle and threw it in the water, perhaps someone would come and rescue him. He left the window and began to search his house, all of it that wasn't underwater, and at last he found a pencil and a small piece of dry paper and a bottle with a cork to it. And he wrote on one side of the and he wrote on one side of the paper,
Help! Piglet! Parenthetically, me!
And on the other side,
It's me, Piglet! Help! Help!
Not what you expected to encounter? Well, I'm not sure what you were expecting, Zaracles. We've got to have a voice for Piglet, and since this seems as fitting a voice as any, we've been giving Piglet that voice. But welcome in, good to have you here with us. Then he put the paper in the bottle, and he corked the bottle up as tightly as he could, and he leaned out the window as far as he could lean without falling in, and he threw the bottle as far as he could throw. Splash! And in a little while it bobbed up again on the water, and he watched it floating slowly away in the distance until his eyes ached with looking. And sometimes he thought it was the bottle, and sometimes he thought it was just a ripple on the water which he was following. And then suddenly he knew that he would never see it again, and he had done all that he could to save himself. Owl Lady, yes indeed. Hello, Kefri, and welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's lovely to see you.
So now,
He thought.
somebody else will have to do something, and I hope they will do it soon, because if they don't, I shall have to swim, which I can't do. So I hope they do it soon.
And then he gave a very long sigh and wished Pooh were here.
It's so much more friendly with two.
I have no idea if the heroic, triumphant music is gonna work for this next bit. When the rain began, Pooh was asleep. It rained and it rained and it rained, and he slept and he slept and he slept. He had had a tiring day. You remember how he discovered the North Pole. Well, he was so proud of this that he asked Christopher Robin if there were any other poles, such as a bear of very little brain might discover. Well, there's the South Pole, and I expect there's an East and West Pole, though people don't like talking about them. Pooh was very excited when he heard this and suggested that they should have an expedition to discover the East Pole. But Christopher Robin had thought of something else to do with Kanga, so Pooh went out to discover the East Pole by himself. Whether he discovered it or not, I forget, but he was so tired when he got home that, in the very middle of his supper, after he had been eating for a little more than half an hour, he fell fast asleep in his chair and slept and slept and slept. Then suddenly he was dreaming. He was at the East Pole, and it was very cold pole, with the coldest sort of snow and ice all over it. He had found a beehive to sleep in, but there wasn't room for his legs, so he had left them outside, and wild woozles, such as inhabit the East Pole, came and nibbled at all the fur on his legs to make nests for their young. And the more they nibbled, the colder his legs got, until suddenly he woke up with an "Ow!" And there he was, sitting in his chair with his feet in the water and the water all around him. He splashed to his door and looked out. "Oh, this is serious. I must have an escape." So he took his largest pot of honey and escaped with it to a broad branch of his tree, well above the water. And when he climbed down again and escaped with another pot, and when the whole escape was finished, there was Pooh sitting on his branch, dangling his legs, and there beside him were 10 pots of honey. 2 days later, there was Pooh sitting on his branch, dangling his legs, and there beside him were 4 pots of honey. 3 days later, there was Pooh sitting on his branch, dangling his legs, and there beside him was 1 pot of honey. 4 days later, there was Pooh. And it was on the morning of the 4th day that Piglet's bottle came floating past him, and with one loud cry of "Honey!" Pooh plunged into the water, seized the bottle, and struggled back to his tree again.
"Bother,"
said Pooh as he opened it.
"All that wet for nothing. What's that bit of paper doing?"
He took it out and looked at it.
"It's a message. That's what it is, and that letter's a P, and so is that, and so is that, and P means Pooh, so it's a very important message to me, and I can't read it. I must find Christopher Robin, or Owl, or Piglet, or one of those clever readers who can read things, and they will tell me what this message means. Only I can't swim. Bother."
Then he had an idea, and I think that for a bear of very little brain, it was a good idea. He said to himself,
"If a bottle can float, then a jar can float, and if a jar floats, I can sit on top of it. If it's a big jar..."
"Brian, you need to lurk? Well, no worries. It's good to have you here while you're available, and I hope you enjoy your lurkies while you have them." So he took his biggest jar and corked it up.
"All the boats have to have a name, so I shall call mine the Floating Bear."
And with these words, he dropped his boat into the water and jumped in after it. For a little while, Pooh and the Floating Bear were uncertain as to which of them was meant to be on top. But after trying 1 or 2 different positions, they settled down with the Floating Bear underneath and Pooh triumphantly astride it, paddling vigorously with his feet. Christopher Robin lived at the very top of the forest. It rained and rained and rained, but water couldn't come up to his house. It was rather jolly to look down into the valleys and see the water all around him, but it rained so hard that he stayed indoors most of the time and thought about things. Every morning he went out with his umbrella and put up a stick in the place where the water came to, and the next morning he went out and couldn't see his stick anymore, so he put another stick in the place where the water came up to, and then he walked home again, and each morning he had a shorter way to walk than he had had the morning before. On the morning of the 5th day, he saw water was all around him, and he knew for the first time in his life he was on a real island, which was very exciting. It was on this morning that Owl came flying over the water to say,
"How do you do?"
to his friend Christopher Robin. "I say, Owl, isn't this fun? I'm on an island."
"The atmospheric conditions have been very unfavorable lately,"
said Owl. "The what?"
"It has been raining,"
explained Owl. "Yes, it has."
"The flood level has reached an unprecedented height."
"The who?"
"There's a lot of water about."
"Yes, there is."
"However, the prospects are rapidly becoming more favorable. At any moment—"
"Have you seen Pooh?"
No, at any moment—"
"I hope he's all right. I've been wondering about him. I expect piglets with him. Do you think they're all right, Owl?"
"I expect so. You see, at any moment—"
"Do go and see, Owl, because Pooh hasn't got very much brain, and he might do something silly. And I do love him so, Owl. Do you see, Owl?"
"It's all right. I'll go. Back directly."
And he flew off. In a little while he was back again.
"Oh, Pooh isn't there."
"Not there."
"He has been there. He's been sitting on a branch in his tree outside of his house with 9 pots of honey. But he isn't there now."
"Oh, Pooh, where are you?"
"Here I am,"
said a growly voice behind him. "Pooh!" They rushed into each other's arms. "How did you get here, Pooh?" asked Christopher Robin when he was ready to talk again.
"On my boat. I had a very important message sent to me in a bottle, and owing to having got some water in my eyes, I couldn't read it, so I brought it to you, on my boat."
With these proud words, he gave Christopher Robin the message. "It's from Piglet," said Christopher Robin when he had read it.
"Oh, isn't there anything about Pooh in it?"
asked Bear, looking over his shoulder. Christopher Robin read the message aloud.
"Oh, is there peas or piglets? I thought they were Poohs."
"We must rescue him at once. I thought he was with you, Pooh. Owl, could you rescue him on your back?"
"I don't think so,"
said Owl after a grave thought.
"It is doubtful if the necessary dorsal muscles—"
"And would you fly to him at once and say that rescue is coming? And Pooh and I will think of a rescue and come as quick as ever we can. Oh, don't talk, Owl. Go on quick." And still thinking of something to say, Owl flew off. "Now then, Pooh, where's your boat?"
"I ought to say,"
explains Pooh as they walked down the shore of the island,
"that it isn't just an ordinary sort of boat. Sometimes it's a boat and sometimes it's more of an accident. It all depends."
"Depends on what?"
"On whether I'm on top of it or underneath it."
"Oh, well, where is it?"
"There,"
said Pooh, pointing proudly to the floating bear. It wasn't what Christopher Robin expected, and the more he looked at it, the more he thought what a brave and clever bear Pooh was, and the more Christopher Robin thought this, the more Pooh modestly looked down his nose and tried to pretend he wasn't. "But it's too small for the 2 of us."
"Well, 3 of us with Piglet."
"Oh, that makes it smaller still. Oh, Pooh Bear, what are we to do?" And then this bear, Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh, FOP, a friend of Piglet's, RC, Robert's companion, PD, Hole Discoverer, EC and TF, Eeyore's comforter and tail finder. In fact, Pooh himself said something so clever that Christopher Robin could only look at him with mouth open and eyes staring, wondering if this was really the bear of very little brain whom he had known and loved so long.
We might go in your umbrella.
Huh?
We might go in your umbrella.
What?
We might go in your umbrella.
How? For suddenly Christopher Robin saw that they might. He opened his umbrella and put it pointing downward in the water. It floated, but wobbled. Pooh got in. He was just beginning to say that it was all right now when he found that it wasn't, so after a short drink, which he didn't really want, he waded back to Christopher Robin. Then they both got in together, and it wobbled no longer.
Pooh, we might go in your umbrella.
Christopher Robin.
Nani?
Yes, indeed. I guess, how would Christopher Robin say it? Nani?
I shall call this boat the Brain of Pooh.
I shall call this boat the Brain of Pooh, said Christopher Robin. And the Brain of Pooh set sail forthwith in a southwesterly direction, revolving gracefully. You can imagine Piglet's joy when at last the ship came in sight of him. In after years, he liked to think that he had been in very great danger during the terrible flood, but the only danger he had really been in was the last half hour or so of his imprisonment. When Owl, who had just flown up, sat on a branch of his tree to comfort him, and told him a very long story about an aunt who had once laid a seagull's egg by mistake, and the story went on and on, rather like this sentence, until Piglet, who was listening out of his window without very much hope, went to sleep quietly and naturally, slipping low out of the window toward the water until he was only hanging on by his toes, at which moment, luckily, a sudden loud squawk from Owl, which was really part of the story, being what his aunt said, woke the Piglet up and gave him time to jerk himself back into safety and say,
How interesting. And did she?
When, well, you can imagine his joy when at last he saw the good ship Brain of Pooh, Captain C. Robin, First Mate P. Bear, coming over the sea to rescue him. Christopher Robin and Pooh again. And that is really the end of the story, and I am tired after that last sentence, and I think I shall stop there. And with that, as we drain the waters from the flood, we come to Chapter 10, in which Christopher Robin gives Pooh a party, and we say goodbye. Interesting that we get the water right after the story about water and not before. One day, when the sun had come back over the forest, bringing with it the scent of May, and all the streams of the forest were tinkling happily to find themselves their own pretty shape again, and the little pools lay dreaming of life they had seen, and the big things they had done, and in the warmth and quiet of the forest, the cuckoo was trying over his voice carefully, and listening to see if he liked it. Well, that's relatable. And wood pigeons were complaining gently to themselves in their lazy, comfortable way that it was the other fellow's fault, but it didn't matter very much. On such a day as this, Christopher Robin whistled in a special way he had, and Owl came flying out of the 100-acre wood to see what was wanted. Owl, said Christopher Robin, I am going to give a party.
Oh, you are you?
Said Owl. And it's going to be a special sort of party, because of what Pooh did when he did and what he did to save Piglet from the flood.
Oh, that's what it is for, is it?
Yes, so will you tell Pooh as quickly as you can, and all the others, because it will be tomorrow.
Oh, will it? It will it?
said Owl, still being as helpful as possible. So will you go and tell them, Owl? Owl tried to think of something very wise to say, but couldn't, so he flew off to tell the others, and the first person he told was Pooh.
Pooh, Christopher Robin is giving a party.
Oh, said Pooh, and then seeing that Owl expected him to say something else, he said,
Will there be those little cake things, like with the pink sugar icing?
Owl felt it was rather beneath him to talk about little cake things when the pink sugar icing, so he told Pooh exactly what Christopher Robin had said and flew off to Eeyore.
A party for me?
Thought Pooh to himself. How grand! And he began to wonder if all the other animals would know that it was a special Pooh party, and if Christopher Robin had told them about the floating bear and the brain of Pooh, and all the wonderful ships he had invented and sailed on. And he began to think how awful it would be if everybody had forgotten about it, and nobody quite knew what the party was for. And the more he thought like this, the more the party got muddled in his mind, like a dream when nothing goes right. And the dream began to sing itself over in his head until it became a sort of song. It was an anxious Pooh song.
3 cheers for Pooh. For who? For Pooh. Why, what did he do? I thought you knew. He saved his friend from a wetting. 3 cheers for Bear. For where? For Bear. He couldn't swim, but he rescued him. Rescued who? Oh, listen, do. I am talking of Pooh.
Of who?
Of Pooh. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Well, Pooh was a bear of enormous brain. Just say it again. Of enormous brain.
Of enormous what?
Well, he ate a lot, and I don't know if he could swim or not, but he managed to float on a sort of boat. A sort of what? Well, a sort of pot. So now let's give him 3 hearty cheers. So now let's give him 3 hearty witches, and hope he'll be with us for years and years, and grow in health and wisdom and riches. 3 cheers for Pooh.
For who?
For Pooh. 3 cheers for Bear.
For where?
For Bear. 3 cheers for the wonderful Winnie the Pooh. Just tell me, somebody, what did he do?
While this was going on inside him, Owl was talking to Eeyore.
Eeyore, Christopher Robin is giving a party. Very interesting. I suppose they will be sending me down the odd bits which got trodden on. Kind and thoughtful. Not at all, don't mention it. There was an invitation for you. What's that like? An invitation. Yes, I heard you. Who dropped it? This isn't anything to eat. It's asking you to the party. Tomorrow.
Eeyore shook his head slowly.
You mean Piglet, the little fellow with the excited ears. That's Piglet. I'll tell him. No,
said Owl, getting quite fussy.
It's you. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Christopher Robin said all of them. Tell all of them. All of them except Eeyore? All of them,
said Owl sulkily.
Ah, a mistake, no doubt. But still I shall come. Only don't blame me if it rains.
But it didn't rain. Christopher Robin had made a long table out of some long pieces of wood, and they all sat round it. Christopher Robin sat at one end, and Pooh sat at the other, and between them on one side were Owl and Eeyore and Piglet, and between them on the other side were Rabbit and Boo and Kanga, and all Rabbit's friends and relations spread themselves up out on the grass and waited hopefully in case anybody spoke to them, or dropped anything, or asked them the time. It was the first party to which Roo had ever been, and he was very excited. As soon as ever they had sat down, he began to talk.
"Oh, Pooh,"
he squeaked.
Hello, Roo,
said Pooh. Roo jumped up and down in his seat for a little while and then began again. Hello, Piglet, he squeaked. Oh, Legal, I just now saw that you're on the YouTube. Hello there, and thank you for calling me a cutie. It's lovely to see you, dearie. Hello, Piglet. Oh my goodness, I need more water. And we get some better party music. Hello, Piglet. Piglet waved a paw at him, being too busy to say anything. Hello, Eeyore. Eeyore nodded gloomily at him.
It will rain soon. You see if it doesn't.
Roo looked to see if it didn't, and it didn't, so he said, Hello, Owl. And Owl said,
Hello, my little fellow,
in a kindly way, and went on telling Christopher Robin about an accident which had nearly happened to a friend of his, whom Christopher Robin didn't know, and Kanga said to Roo, Drink up your milk first, dear, and talk afterward. So Roo, who was drinking his milk, tried to say that he could do both at once, and had to be patted on the back and dried for quite a long time afterward. When they had all nearly eaten enough, Christopher Robin banged on the table with his spoon, and everybody stopped talking and was very silent, except Roo, who was just finishing a loud attack of hiccups and trying to look as if it was one of Rabbit's relations. This party is a party because of what someone did, and we all know who it was, and it's his party because of what he did. And I've got a present for him, and here it is. Then he felt about a little and whispered, where is it? I'm famous? Well, I'm delighted to have you here, Aries. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. While Christopher Robin was looking, Eeyore coughed in an impressive way and began to speak.
Friends, including oddments, it is a great pleasure, or perhaps I had better say, it has been a pleasure so far to see you at my party.
Hydration complete.
What I did was nothing. Any of you, except Rabbit and Owl and Kanga, would have done the same. Oh, and Pooh. My remarks do not, of course, apply to Piglet and Roo, because they are too small. Any of you would have done the same, but it just happened to be me. It was not, and I need hardly say, with an idea of getting what Christopher Robin is looking for.
And he put his front leg to his mouth and said in a loud whisper,
Try under the table. That I did what I did, but perhaps I feel that we should all do what we can to help. I feel that we should all...
said Roo accidentally. Roo, dear, said Kanga reproachfully. Was it me? What? What's you're talking about? Piglet whispered to Pooh. I don't know, said Pooh rather dolefully.
I thought this was your party.
I thought it was once, but I suppose it isn't. Very famous and very huggable. Oh, thank you, Legal. I appreciate both of those delightful compliments, and hugs are always a welcome thing. Oh, thank you for the strong hug.
I'd sooner it was yours than Eeyore's,
said Piglet.
So would I,
said Pooh. Said Roo again.
As I was saying,
said Eeyore loudly and sternly.
As I was saying when I was interrupted by various loud sounds, I feel that...
Here it is. Pass it down to silly old Pooh. It's for Pooh.
For Pooh?
Of course it is. The best bear in all the world.
I might have known. After all, one can't complain. I have my friends. Somebody spoke to me only yesterday, and it was last week. or the week before, that Rabbit bumped into me and said bother. The social round. Always something going on.
Oh dear. And apparently Lika would like me to do some squats. Alright. Let's do squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, squats complete. Nobody was listening, for they were all saying, "Open it, Pooh!"
What is it, Pooh?
"I know what it is." "No, you don't." And other helpful remarks of this sort. And of course, Pooh was opening it as quickly as ever he could, but without cutting the string, because you never know when a bit of string might be useful. At last, it was undone. Oh, you did 50 squats the other day in 2 minutes? It's good, but your legs hurt? Oh dear, Ray-Pierre. Do take care of your legs, dearie. When Pooh saw what it was, he nearly fell down. He was so pleased. It was a special pencil case. There were pencils in it marked B for bear, and pencils marked HB for helping bear, and pencils marked BB for brave bear. There was a little knife for sharpening the pencils, and India rubber for rubbing out anything which you had spelt wrong, and a ruler for ruling lines, for words to walk on, and inches marked on the ruler in case you wanted to know how many inches anything was. And blue pencils and red pencils and green pencils for saying things in blue and red and green. And all these lovely things were in little pockets of their own, in a special case, which shut with a click when you clicked it. And they were all for Pooh. You're good though, planning to do another workout in the week when you get your shindig back? Ah! What happened to your usual shindig that you don't have it at the moment? "Oh," said Pooh. "Oh, Pooh," said everyone else except for Eeyore. I figured Eeyore would be going,
"Oh, Pooh."
"Thank you," growled Pooh. But Eeyore was saying to himself,
"This writing business, pencils and whatnot, overrated if you ask me. Silly stuff, nothing in it."
Later on, when they had all said goodbye and thank you to Christopher Robin, Pooh and Piglet walked home thoughtfully together in the golden evening, and for a long time they were silent.
"When you wake up in the morning..."
Oh, sorry, wrong voice.
When you wake up in the morning, Pooh, what's the first thing you say to yourself?"
asked Piglet.
"Oh, what's for breakfast? What do you say, Piglet?" "I say, I wonder what's going to happen exciting today."
Pooh nodded thoughtfully.
"It's the same thing,"
he said. "And what did happen?" "When?" "Next morning." "I don't know." "Could you think and tell me in Pooh sometime?" "If you wanted it very much." "Pooh does." He gave a small, deep sigh and picked up his bear by the leg and walked off to the door, trailing Winnie the Pooh behind him. At the door he turned and said, "Coming to see me have my bath?" "I might." "Was Pooh's pencil case any better than mine?" "It was just the same." He nodded and went out, and in a moment I heard Winnie the Pooh bump, 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 going up the stairs behind him. And with that, we come to the end of Winnie the Pooh. Well, alright. Before you can do more, you got really rusty and need to get your flexibility back? Oh, that'll happen. I know sometimes working on being able to do things, you let it go for a little too long and then you forget how, and it just takes a little bit to get back into. But I'm looking forward to you getting back into shape and doing your thing again. And I hope that your workout goes quite well as well. Thank you everybody for joining in on the Winnie the Pooh portion of tonight. With only 2 chapters left, I didn't really expect that this would be the only thing that we do. So it's going to take me just a moment while we switch over and get some fossil fighters prepared. So, if you're someone who is waiting for the fossil fighters portion of tonight, that's going to be coming up after a brief intermission. Also, apparently I lost my tracking somewhere in all this. Why didn't anyone mention that I've just been staring blankly at the camera? Oh no. This is terribly embarrassing. Alright, seriously though, what the heck happened? Okay, that's there. Ah! Okay. To heck with it, roll the intermission! Ah! Oh, whoops, the music turns off if I tab out. Okay, never mind, back to the music. Thank you, everybody, so much for your patience with me here. Let's make sure that I can see chat. And yeah. And hey, now at least this time if my avatar goes completely AWOL, I'll see it first. Oh heck. Right, did I just forget to change the category? I might need to do that real quick here before we go too far. I wouldn't want people dropping in looking for writing and end up with fossil fighters. I don't think anyone really looks at my literature tag, but just in case, there we go. We'll update that accordingly, and should probably edit the fossil or the description here. All right. There we go. So both YouTube and Twitch have been updated. Yeah. No, let's go ahead and hop right on back into it. College is a bunch of stuff happens and you can't handle all of that. That's totally fair. Oh dear. Oh, it's doing that thing when my touchpad is. No, do not start a new game. No, we are not doing this all the way from the beginning again. No, please, no. What do I do? I don't want to corrupt my save data, but I don't really want another one. Kenny B Gaming, hello, welcome in, Raiders. It's good to have you with us, Kenny. Welcome, Raiders. Goodness sake, Brian, if you wouldn't mind shouting out Kenny B Gaming. Hello everyone and welcome in. We are just getting switched over to Fossil Fighters, a game that we've been doing previously. And it's a monster collecting game where we dig up fossils and clean them off and make them fight. But Kenny, how did your stream go? Celine Beans? Where is this bean coming from? Like, I don't mind, but I'm very curious, like, how did we end up with beans tonight? Hello, Sora Photo Streams. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, no, how was stream? Did you guys have fun? Was it what did you guys get up to here? I am not seeing that shout out, so let me go ahead and shout you out myself. Alright, so if you're not already familiar with Kenny, he is absolutely charming, adorable, somebody to spend time with. I know he does a fair number of horror games, and I don't remember for sure if it's an 18 plus stream, but horror games usually tend to trend that way, one way or the other. Fossil Fighters? Yes, Caffrey, we've switched over to Fossil Fighters. Ah, Sora Photo streams just like beans. Well, thank you for joining us with more musical fruit. Kenny was playing Oblivion Remastered and got into college in-game. Congratulations on making it into Bethesda College. What are you majoring in the college? Hey Naruto, thank you for dropping in to say hi before you go to bed. It's always lovely to see you. Let's see, is there any kind of stuff around here? I haven't checked my... Oh, there is stuff around here. Ho-ho. Where did that stuff... Ah, it's above me. You're becoming an archmage. I see. Well, congratulations on entering the path to archmagedom. Sora Photo Streams, thank you so much for the group hug. I really appreciate that emote. And a big thank you to Legal Issei and Naruto, who are the people who offered their OCs for that particular emote, because it's so fun. It gives me a big old smile every time that I get to see it. So really, thank you. In case I don't remember, it's Sarada. Oh, well, hello, Sarada. It is good to see you. I definitely didn't expect the beans portion of Sarada, but you know what? It is good to have you back with us. I don't know if you've gotten to try out any of Easy's stuff, since that's the community I remember you from. But, yeah, no, it's good to have you here with us. Welcome back in. Are you still streaming, Sarada? I don't think I've seen you go live recently, but please do let me know what's all going on there. Let's see, what accent did we give Nevada? Does anyone remember? It's been over a week. I did it really bad with the staying on top of this. Yes, ma'am. Been busy with work. You graduated college. Oh, congratulations! Congratulations! Ah, wonderful. Feeling all ready to go out into industry and give it your best there now, Sarada? Or are you taking a little bit of a break to enjoy and relax life? A British dialect? Well, I suppose. The door to the treasure chamber's already open. Let's hope we're not too late. Alright, nobody move. Ow!
Hey, check it out. The Adventure Dame teamed up with the Pipsqueak Fighter to fight crime. Adorable.
You're now an English literature teacher. Wonderful. Congratulations, Sarada. Ooh, does that mean that you'll have English literature recommendations for my stream coming up soon here? Be delighted to hear what you come up with.
Wait, how do you two even get out of the underground trap? That thing's escape-proof.
Rapier has yet to graduate. Well, nothing wrong with that. Long-nosed man, aka Waluigi. What? No, this is much cooler than Waluigi. He's the long-nosed man. He's got, a team. What team does Waluigi have, huh? You answer me that. Hardly. Turns out a level 2 fighter could break out of there. This level 2 fighter next to me. Since you needed a trapdoor to be idle as before, how will you beat both of us together?
Grrr.
Do you two slackers think you can drag your feet a little more? Been teaching kids the beauty of William Shakespeare? Oh, which Shakespeares have you been reading to them?
Uh-oh, she's back. Quick, look busy.
I mean, you were literally just busy taunting us. Oh, don't you two look adventure-y? Quite the duo, Ranger Red and Fossil Boy. I'm trembling with fear. Oh, wait a minute. Are you two loafers telling me you lost this kid?
Technically, yeah. But...
Wow! That's actually pretty impressive for a boy your age. I suppose if you're going to be a real opponent, we'll have to introduce ourselves. Man's best friend here is Rex. If you happen to know what he is or where he's from, please do let me know. For starters, you taught them Romeo and Juliet. Ooh. A rather infamous one, I think. The gent with the long nose is Snivels. The nose isn't just for show, he can smell better than Rex.
oh yeah, I can smell what flavor of gum you've got in your pocket right now. It's strawberry.
And me? I'm the one leading this bunch, Vivian. But you can call me Arch Enemy. Vivian, never heard of you. You're pretty high. I've heard of you. You're pretty high up in the BB Bandits organization. How flattering. I'd love to chat, but we have what we came for, so we'll be leaving. Rex, Snivels, time to go. And they're not ready for Macbeth? Understandably. Only if you think you can beat both of us, Vivian. Ready, Dino?
So sorry, but afraid my paddling schedule's all full up. No time to play with you two, I'm afraid.
Rex!
Arf, arf.
Stop! I won't let you escape. I don't think let is part of the equation, Nevada. No! They locked the door from the outside. Don't worry, hero.
Don't worry, heroes. I'm sure someone will dig you out in a few million years when you're fossils yourselves. Toodaloo.
Most difficult puzzle in the entire game. Doggone it, Kefri. Ah! Don't remind me. Last time I got beaten by this puzzle. I am thoroughly embarrassed by this fact, but yes, I got beaten by a puzzle aimed at children. I'm not good at puzzles, chat. I am not. However, because it was such an embarrassing defeat, and the answer was so silly, I probably remember what the answer is without having to even read the puzzle now. So, let's see how well this is burned into my memory. Don't worry, not even children could do this puzzle. Thank you for that, Kefri. I was feeling too good about myself lately. I needed that. Many people stopped playing at this point. Oh, okay. Alright, well, yeah, no, still embarrassed. The Nintendo DS setup makes you want to play Rune Factory. Maybe we should do Rune Factory at some point. We'll have to see if I can find a copy. She said they got what they came for, so they must have the treasure. Everything in here is important artifact of the Dig-a-Dig culture, dating back thousands of years. I can't let the baby bandits get away with stealing any of it. First things first, there's got to be some way to get that door open. What's this? There's some ancient script written on the door. Oh wait, this doesn't make any sense. What languages is even written in? Dino, this might be some sort of puzzle. Would you take a look? Dig! Oh dear. I do not remember how to actually read this piece, though. Romeo and Juliet's definitely very controversial in these ages. Interesting. Anagrams, says Kefri. I'm not going to shuffle things too hard if I don't have to. But I do see something here. Ha! It's mine now. And there's another one. Ha! Fine, there was the potential to be another one. Huh. Oh, there we go. You found a secret tunnel. You did it! A secret tunnel? Looks like this gets straight to the exit. It might even get us ahead of the babies. Ready, partner? Let's go get that treasure back. Yay! What kind of jumping animation was that? Secret tunnel! Shrinking tunnel! Ray-Pierre sucks at puzzles, and it's very evident in his playthrough of Deltarune. Good to know, good to know. I've gotten to see Kefri play a little bit of Deltarune. I haven't gotten to play it myself, though. Yes, we're at the entrance. Good work finding that tunnel. The babies are still inside. From here we can force them into a forceful battle. I think I can take them, but I'm glad you can count on you to back me up, Dino. If you need to get ready, you should do it while you can. I'll keep an eye out for those babies. We go in, we may have to battle at any moment. Are you ready? I think so. Low budget levels of jump, yes. Mom, can we have jumping in a hole? We have jumping in a hole at home. The jumping in a hole at home. I don't know though, it might have been low level in the abstract sense, but it was certainly creative and memorable, to the point that I didn't remember that this had happened. So, clearly we're in good shape. Good. Let's go capture some tomb robbers and recover the Digadigamid treasure. Alrighty. You're not getting out of here with that stolen property, BB bandits. Well, I have to admit that I'm a little impressed. However, did you escape from there? Sorry, Vivian. Trade secret. A little kid solved the puzzle for her. So I can't blame her for not wanting to admit to that. Tell you what though, I'll let you in on it if you hand over that treasure you're trying to steal. Where does this whip keep coming from? Like, she just suddenly has a whip, and I don't know why, or how, or where. Like, she's not holding anything right now. Is it just, like, retracting into her glove or something? What is this? Why do I get hung up on the animation in this game so badly? I don't know. But I do, and it's here, and this is just how we're doing life now. Oh my goodness. No, can't say I'm too surprised. Oh well. Hope you're ready to deal. You're ready to take on Nevada Monte Carlo. Dino Duelist. You love the charm with this game. I know, right? Wait, where did my dino medals go? Ugh. Surprise, Red. Why can't anybody keep track of their stuff in this game? Tyrone B. Films, hello, welcome in. I'm glad you're enjoying the blast from your childhood. This is sold rapier on the game, understandably. So, Dino, it's all up to you. You can take her. Show them what you're made of. So you're going to step in and fight me in her place, huh? As you wish, but you should know that my vivisars are far more powerful than Rex's and Snivels. I'll be ready for a thrashing, child. I'll allow it. Alright. So, for our team, wait, she's got a Nidus and a Lambio. 80 hit points there, 67 there. Okay, well, because we also have a Nidus, it's just not quite as big. Or a Nidus, but I know how to speak. It's fine. Lambio! We got Kefri excited with the Lambiosaurus. Just trying to go through my critters here, because we got the defensive Goyle, we got my Velociraptor sitting there to poison stuff, and we got a, something raptor. This was, Sinoraptor, was it, Kefri? It's something S-Raptor. You know what? I think we got this. We're doing it anyway. Let's go! Watch me fail on my face. Come on. It's 3 on 2. We're gonna win. Slate, what do you have to say about this battle? Battle? Sorry, I got distracted by the BB bandit. Slate, do you even enjoy this job? Slate, what advice would you give new fighters? I'd recommend finding Vivisars to match your battle style. Alright. Do we want to burn everything that we have in an opening toxic combo? Yeah, sure, why not? What's the worst that'll happen? Besides, it's a Nycus. He can't really do anything back to me. 10 and 15, a critical hit for 25 damage. No poisoning, though. That's disappointing. And with that, we end our turn. The Nycus uses Nycus Venom on my S-Raptor. 140 FP, but it deals 37 damage, and oh no, S-Raptor is poisoned! Well, might be good to move it into the escape zone about now. Well, let's have S-Raptor use an S-Fang on that Nycus. 50 FP, and we'll see how close it gets. A big nom, 38 damage, and the Nycus barely survives. Grr! Grr, grr. Yeah, we're gonna swap in. Let's swap Goyle into my attack zone. The Sinoraptor is in the escape zone. Does anything have an attack? No. Oh, we can still Velociclaw. The Velociraptor uses a quick claw and finishes off the Nycus. And with that, we'll end our turn because we literally cannot do anything else. Vivian's now got maxed out FP and uses a Lambio combo on our Goyle. It's a shoulder check and a pair of fins forward, dealing a total of 57 damage and enraging Nycus. 5 damages of auto counter, and what does the enrage do? Does it say? Support effects.
Goyle looks enraged.
This should be good. No, we don't want to end our turn. I was trying to attack, and it was the red button. And red, of course, means attack, right? Well, we've got 70 for Body Axe or 80 for a Goyle combo. Might as well Goyle combo this goober. Shoulder check and a big old tail swipe, and we miss. That's a possibility? How? What? Huh? Well, fine. Fine. I guess we're just doing this. You missed it? You missed me missing, Kefri. I didn't even know that was a possibility, and it did. And now it sliding rams into my Goyle, and my Goyle falls. What is a possibility? Missing! My Goyle's combo just completely missed. It was a whiff. It did not do the thing. Well, yeah, that's what Enrage does. What do you mean that's what Enrage does? What does Enrage do? Tell me, Kefri, I must know. We'll have the Velociraptor use a toxic combo on the, whatever this thing is again. 33 damage, but still not poisoned. I'm honestly kind of disappointed by this. Alright, well, from the back, we'll have the Sinoraptor use a Sino Fang. So we get the big old nom and a critical hit for 23 damage. The opposing dinosaur that I can't remember what it is, Lambio. The Lambio has been reduced to about, I don't know, I'd say that's around an eighth of its normal health, give or take. But no, what does Enrage do, Kefri? Like, just makes things miss? A sliding ram by the Lambio into my Velociraptor knocks out about 2/3 of its health in a single move. But Velociraptor survived it, and we've got enough to do both a toxic combo and another chomp. So, Velociraptor with a toxic combo, a pair of kicks, and a claw that deals enough damage to end that Lambio with 48 on a critical. The Lambio falls, and I am victorious. I win again. Oh yeah! Enrage reduces the user's accuracy by 50%, raises the user's attack by 50%. Ah, so it's either going to miss or I become a slaughterhouse. That actually sounds kind of legit. I approve. Alright, my Venador gains enough experience to level up. And gains actually like a whole bunch of stat boosts. My Sinoraptor also gains experience. Velociraptor, Goyle, Nycus. You just realized the battle looks similar to Mega Man Battle Network. I have never seen Mega Man Battle Network. You'll have to tell me about it sometime, Rapier. How did you do that? I've never lost before. Well, that's what happens when you've never played before, Vivian. This is the first time, as far as any of us are aware, you've ever had a fossil fighter battle. Time to hand over the stolen goods. Just do it. Just give it to them already. Yoink! Just casually walks over, pats her down. She recovered the stolen treasure from the BB bandits. You won't be this lucky twice, child. Next time we meet, I'll crush you. Hey, Vivian, wait up. Vivian! And the victory music plays. We did it! We got the Digadigamid treasure back! Dino, you were amazing! I couldn't have asked for a better partner in the field. Alright, let's take this back to Digadig Village and give the chieftain it back.
Oh, this is definitely the stolen key to the treasure chamber, Digadig. Young fighter boy, you have done a great service for the Digadigs, and I thank you for that, Digadig.
Chieftain, we also recovered this Digadigamid treasure that was nearly stolen. Okay, I knew the treasure was something a little less than serious. But what the heck is that? What am I even looking at? Why? What is this? Oh dear. I've studied a lot about the Digadigamid culture, but I've never seen an idol like this. Tacky idol, yes.
You are mistaken, red-haired fighter woman. This is not originally a treasure of the Digadigamid. Not long ago, I dug a hole to dump some food scraps and found this Digadig. I put it in the treasure chamber because I thought it was neat and, pretty Digadig.
I don't get it. There were much more valuable things to steal from that treasure chamber. No offense to your sense of style, chieftain, but why would the BB bandits take this tacky idol? Caffrey over here massaging a face, I see.
Could the value of this treasure just be, hidden from us, Digadig?
Is that a dog? No, we've seen the dog. I don't know why the dog walks on 2 feet in this game, but no, this is something else entirely. Caffrey has declared it a tacky idol, so I'm just kind of rolling with that because it is tacky. I don't know if it's an idol or a puppet or what, but...
This idol should be, suitable reward for returning our key to us, Digadig.
I'll take it over being struck with lightning, okay? You got the tacky idol.
The Digadig people are very grateful to you. Take this idol so that we might, idolize you, Digadig.
You think you're far funnier than I do, my dude. But you know what? You be you. Keep enjoying and living your best life. I'll approve of that. We got this. Grateful schmateful Digadude. Dino got your precious key back. Now take this digadarn spell off me.
Are you sure? I find you much easier to understand this way, Digadig.
Just do it.
As you prefer. I will remove the spell, Digadig. Digadig, 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 dig, diggy, dagga. The spell has been removed, Diggity.
Phew, finally I can speak like my old self again. Dig-a-dig. Wait, did I just say dig-a-dig? Dig-a-dig. No! Not only is the spell still on me, now it's even worse. Dig-a-dig.
Sometimes, complications in spell removal, Dig-a-dig. Just go about your business and it will go away. For now, you will have to, deal with it.
No! I have lost my tracking again. Doggone it! Ah! Dig-a-dig. Poor Rosie. Yes, very much poor Rosie. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, how did I fix this last time? Yeah, I think I just had to restart my tracking program. Well, we'll give it a go. Sorry about the sudden pause, everybody, but there we go. I like being me, daggone it. There we are. And now you see the me that I've been all along. Alright, well, doesn't look like anyone has been watching the YouTube stream, so, that's understandable. I don't interact with the YouTube side of things very much. Sorry to any YouTube watchers who might have, been there. But yeah, poor Rosie, and now poor us, because we've got some sort of weird tacky statue, and we can't just, refuse the gift because, it comes from this cultural exchange of some sort. Oh, wow. Well, I am probably going to call it here, though. Sorry, it was kind of a short Fossil Fighter portion. We will try to get to more of this in next week's. And thank you all for being very patient with me. Hope the raiders got their raids worth. Thank you to everybody who came in tonight. It's been really good to see everyone. Let's go ahead and find someone to raid out to. Let's see. I do see someone doing a VTuber SummerSlam. Not quite sure. I am in the mood to raid someone new. Do we have any recommendations in chat? I could certainly very easily be persuaded to raid somebody here. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you for sticking with me here. I really appreciate it. Ray Pierre is going to the YouTube just for the lols. Well, alright, Ray Pierre. Nothing wrong with that. Let's also just get a little... Oh, apparently I've had the music running this whole time. So, whoops. That'll teach me, maybe. Right, and we need to switch over to a scene where we can see what the music is. you, Rapier. I really appreciate it. Alright, I'm not seeing any raid recommendations in chat here. So. Well, I do see somebody playing Claire Obscure, and I haven't seen him in a hot minute. Yeah, I think we'll just pop over there. Thank you so much to everybody who dropped in. Please give Tonberry a big warm welcome for me. And yeah, with that, let's switch over to our departing song. I'm glad you've joined our stream today. Stream here ends the stream here, but it's time to go our separate ways. Yes, it's time to end the stream here. Stream here ends the stream here. Oh, stream here ends the stream here. For the software's scuffed and the bit rate's low, and it's time to end the stream here. Until next time, I'll be waiting.